Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It is Saturday morning, Friday night. Welcome on into the show. Mr. Sean Higgs in the Twitter world. Be sure to hit the like button. Win a free pick. Sean Higgs YouTube channel. Tomorrow on the Sean Higgs channel, there will be a special after the selection show. I'll be doing a breakdown, and we'll have some guests on. Picks from Dave said he was going to come in. Who knows? I'll reach out to some other people. Come and give you their thoughts on the brackets after they happen. I don't, I'm sure there's a lot of other live kind of shows going on and stuff like that for the brackets. But as a one-man operation, I got to load up all the brackets, and there's not somebody behind the scenes doing it as we talk about it as they come up live. So I'll be loading them up myself as they come up and trying to do the matchups and then adding all the spreads and stuff to them. Let's talk about a Friday massacre for me. I got absolutely waylaid. All right, so free picks. Let's just get them up for you for tonight. That way, if you want to head out of the chat, you can get out of here. I'll put a couple games up for tomorrow, and you can get on with everything. Let's put them in the chat. Copy. They're in the chat. They're on the screen. They are scrolling, and they will be on Twitter right now. So 2 and 3 today, right now in the free picks from Midday Money. South Florida winner, NC State moneyline winner, Quinnipiac moneyline loser, Ohio State loser because I got the 154. If you bet it this morning, you were a winner. I'm a loser. Arizona loser. As I said on the site and in my personal life, I actually got demolished. There's no way around a 3-10 day. It's terrible. What can I do? Got crushed today. Couldn't pick an underdog. Couldn't pick a favorite. Add the total in there. Nothing. I've got Colorado and Colorado State pending. Maybe I end up going 5-10 today. At the way things are going, I'll be 3-12, and just totally destroys an entire season. Having a day like this on a Friday night on tournament day. I mean, I'm not gonna say. Normally, I don't get all pumped up and for wins. I have nice runs, whatever. This is a disaster, especially when you have like a dog and then that can't come in, or it's winning and then it blows leads. Well, whatever. What am I gonna do? On to the next day. But always the truth, win or lose. I got crushed today. There we go. Maybe we pull out these 2 games tonight. It'll be nice. I don't even know what's going on in Colorado. Looks like they're leading at the half. Well, whatever. It's not like I come in and triple up trying to get even. I don't do that. I take the losses. We move on to the next day. Speaking of the next day, Saturday, Big Ten action. Wisconsin plus the 6. SEC, I'll roll out Auburn here minus 7.5. South Florida again minus a 3 spot. And the Miners of UTEP. I said I liked them today here in the chat. I thought the line was a little light there. I'll come back on them today at a plus 3.5 here in the video. And what am I gonna say? I'm not gonna lie. I'm annoyed. I was with Dave and Jeff. I popped on their show for a little while, and seriously, I haven't had a day like this in a long time. But what am I going to do? We got to take the lumps. We move on. Player prop king and Haas. How are you? NC State, Virginia with a crazy ending. Did NC State win? Please tell me NC State won, because I thought I had a win over Villanova the other day, and that ended up being a loser. So I thought NC State won. Please tell me it's a winner. I don't even want to look up the scores. Florida upset Alabama. Are we surprised, though, how Alabama's playing? Not really. And I said here when we saw the line at 4, my guy Maurice, I'm sure he'll be here tomorrow morning. Maurice Luis was like, "Hey, take Florida here, easy money." And I'm like, I don't know. They beat Alabama. Alabama needed OT and a huge comeback to get a win, and yet they were favored by 4. I kind of thought they were asking you to take Florida, but Florida did get it done, and that's what happens. Florida or Alabama rather, there is no defense. Oregon upsets Arizona. Yeah, that one kind of shocked me. And again, in Arizona, and my thinking on that was kind of like the Purdue game. You are thought of having chinks in the armor and not a good team. You took losses, and I don't get like, well, who cares if they win the Pac-12? I don't know. It's the last Pac-12 ever. You're thought of as a weak 1 seed or whatever. You blow a lead. You're up 10. I'm thinking I'm cruising to that one. I'm counting my money. I turn it back on. They're down 10. Prior props is not surprised by Houston blowing Texas Tech out. That was a stay away game. I should have known better when it was 7.5 and it went up to the 9. And then we have a guy ruled out. But again, I got them loaded up already. I can't go in and delete picks off the site. So that hurts the clients that you can't do that. But I have to stick by my plays, much like the Ohio State total. It moves. What am I going to do? Dana Delp's in house. Thanks for stopping by, Dana. Good to see you. King D, my guy, how are you? There's the winner free pick channel. Nick Nasty got slammed. Yeah, it's I feel like I don't know. Give me some MMA guy who got hammered, or a guy who just got run over by a bus. There's the YouTube. There's the Sean Higgs. There's Dana. Tough day today for me, but tomorrow's a new day. I always say, win or lose, the front of the car is a giant windshield. The whole front of the car. The rear mirror is little mirrors looking backwards. You got to look forward, but I'm not going to lie. I take a bad day like this, I'm annoyed, and I'll dwell more on a bad day like this than I do on a day where we're winning all the time, because I don't expect to have losing days. I expect to win every day. 4-5 day, 5-4 day, 7-6, 7-5 there, whatever. Grind, grind, grind. A day like this is just, it annoys me, to say the least. I can say a lot worse. I'm trying to rein in my rage right now. College baseball 3-2 for our guy player prop 1-0 in the NBA, and college hoops 3-2. Still looks like a winning day. Peter Puck, my guy. 23-run to end the first half by Alabama was brutal. Yes, it was. Lost Ohio State over by a hook. Yeah, listen, I wasn't even close. I had the 154 here, so I wasn't near it. There's my guy Maurice checking home. People watching me, they might have listened to me on Alabama. I just mentioned you, Maurice. I said, I don't know if Maurice is coming in tonight, but he liked Florida today. He said it was a easy one with them beating Alabama, and Alabama needing to come all the way back to rally in overtime to get it done the first time. I mentioned you at the start of the show, Maurice, or however long ago. Hopefully you heard it. I'm going to look at some college baseball, says Nick Nasty. Player prop says Bama didn't show up today. No, they didn't. Peter Puck, you can bounce back. Yeah, listen. It's always a new day tomorrow, Pete. But still, not gonna lie. Take a bad day. I mean, they happen, but not when you blow leads. I was blowing leads left and right today, and then I'm failing to cover when we're covering. College baseball. That's your spot there, player prop. You love your college baseball. Maurice says Heat, Suns, Jazz money line. All got it done today. A nice 3-0 sweep. Let me pull up some NBA. I sort of liked. I said I liked the who's the Nuggets playing? San Antonio +10. That would have been a loser too. Would have been a nice half-point loser. Looks like. What was the finals spread on this game? 10.5. Yes, that would have been the whipped cream on the proverbial poop cake. If I would have said take the Spurs today in here and put that out as a free pick, that would have been a wonderful, wonderful night. Ay, ay, ay. That's just the day it's going. I see that. And it was just not meant to be today. Florida Atlantic covered the 6. Yes, they did. Reese, you were right about the Jazz. Yes, he was. You like the Jazz? I didn't like the Jazz in that spot. I mean, it's a winner. Again, that's why I don't bet a lot of NBA. Not a lot of NBA. I like the Spurs. Did not bet them. 27 and 18 in NBA for me. 61%, but not a lot of games. Auburn spoke, yeah. And that's a spot player prop. You think after losing by 40, you'd show up in that one, but South Carolina, not for real. Nick Nancy says, any NBA for tomorrow? I didn't look at any NBA. I'm serious. I was just staring at a screen looking at my sad red losers. Just glancing at it here. We got look at all these double digits. Are you kidding me? -8, -10, -9, -13, -10.5, -9s. I will go a little Golden State. You know, I'm not going to take the Lakers favored. NC State went out. All right, good. We had them here on the money line, Peter Buck. But someone said, you see that ending? I was worried that it was a loser. And something happened that I lost it. Good for NC State. They played North Carolina on 9-point dogs. You know what? I didn't even do a little Marcos Minute for my guy. We'll do Marcos Minute. So Princeton and Brown. Again, here we go. I want to say take dogs, so take Brown at 9. Yale and Cornell, I would more lean towards Yale. They're in the pick them whatever they are, 2-point fave. VCU and St. Joe's I'm torn on. I want to take St. Joe's, but I think VCU is the experienced bunch there. Bonnies have been up and down. I want to say Duquesne, but let's be honest. I think Bonaventure wins that one. We got Whiskey. No line here for Illinois, Nebraska. Nebraska, I faded both of these guys. I wasn't expecting Nebraska to cover. They haven't, as a fave on a neutral, not their proverbial spot to be in, but they played very well. How'd these guys do against each other this year? Illinois 87-84 in overtime, 72-56 last year. So only one meeting this year. They've owned the series 9 in a row, 3 straight, 7 of 8 for Nebraska overall, with their loss being at Ohio State, who was on a nice little run during that time. And Illinois with, 5 of 6 with the loss against Purdue. No shame losing to Purdue. 1-point loss on the road to Penn State. Not bad there. You won at Maryland before that. So, I don't know. I want to lean to the dog there. We got Auburn here in the chat. Florida line, is that up yet? We have a Florida coming up. Probably be about 3 if I'm guessing. Who they got? A&M? 2.5? What do we think here? Anything? Nope, I don't see anything popping up right now with the Florida game. But I would say probably like 2.5, 3 on that would be my number. I'm going to write that down. We'll see what happens. UAB, South Florida. We have South Florida here in the chat. Florida Atlantic Temple is going to be a big number. Come on. What's that going to be? A 13 spot probably? And do you go against Temple the way they've been playing lately? Talk about getting paid, these guys. They're betting on themselves now. Houston, Iowa State. What's this be about a 5? 5.5 maybe? How'd these guys do against each other? Houston 73-65. Iowa State 57-53. I mean, you almost want to just kind of like blind under this one, right? Just go under the total. That's tough getting in front of Houston. I mean, what's that, 11 straight now for them? I thought today they'd have a little slip up, but then you get a guy ruled out and all heck breaks loose. San Diego State will be playing somebody in the Mountain West. Connecticut. Did they take care of Marquette again? I'm seeing an 8.5 right now on this. Are you kidding me? 74-67 UConn, 81-53 UConn. Province took care of Marquette took care of Province pretty easily today. Connecticut had all they could handle. I want to say, 8.5. Ugh, I want the. Is it wrong? I want to say Marquette at 8.5. Kent State, Akron. I mean, Akron should win. I mean, we got all the low seeds coming out the other side. I mean, Kent State was the 8th seed. They're the 8th seed in the championship game. 5.5. Akron 83-70, 77-71. Kent State had lost 2 in a row before upset in Toledo. They actually lost to Toledo, came back, beat the 1 seed Toledo, rolled over Bowling Green. Fairfield and Pete's, I would probably take some Stags action there. Do we have a line coming up on this game yet? I'm guessing it should be around a 1 or a pick 'em. Fairfield had that same 64-62 at St. Pete's and 76-67 at home this year. Fairfield's with 4 in a row, followed by a 3-point loss at Marist, then 3 straight, and a 2-point loss to Niagara. So playing well. Peters, not too bad. 2 straight wins at tournament. They had lost 2 in a row coming in. But then we see a nice 5-piece of wins before that. I got to take Fairfield. Fairfield money line probably. I already bet OKC tomorrow and the Rockets. Here's some Maurice for NBA tomorrow as I do the Marcos Minute here for our guy. We got UTEP over Western Kentucky here in the chat. Carolina's probably going to be a what? 8-point fave tomorrow? 9 over Stady, 79-70 last week and 67-54 when they played at the Wolfpack. I might actually take. If we're getting 10, I might have to take a rivalry dog at 10 there. Vermont and UMass Lowell, I would look towards the Lowell there. Delaware State and Texas Southern. Or no, excuse me, that's Grambling and Texas Southern. Delaware State and Howard. Delaware State and Howard. I will like Texas Southern. And do we grab lowly Delaware State? I'll take that Delaware State. I mean, let's go. 2 uglinesses. Groovy says, don't feel bad, Higgs. I know I'm 14 one day at baseball at the sportsbook at the Rio. All the girls were waiting for me at the pool drunk, but I chose baseball gambling. Bad day. Well, getting drunk at a pool in Vegas could be bad. You get sun poisoning. Right? I mean, nobody likes puking up champagne or mimosas. Groovy. Maurice says, bad beat in the Fairfield game. They're up 4-4 with 1.7 seconds to go. Got to make a free throw. Kid misses both. Yeah, you missed both. Terrible. Thank goodness I didn't have that game. I'd been smashing computer screens. Yeah, I'm kind of a little looking at the Bonnies tomorrow. St. John's covered the spread because UConn left off the gas pedal last minute. I mean, at that point, I had a first half 5.5 too, so that helped out. But I'll take any way I could get it. Player prop. Marist lost. Marist did not win. Nasty Marist losses. Groovy. She's cursing now. Not surprised to see these top teams losing more focused fields. Yes and no. So I mean, like where we started with this. So Purdue took care of business. Arizona was up 10. I don't know how you think blowing a 10-point lead. I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. You're winning that game. Kentucky never showed up. South Carolina is questionable. Tennessee is a little shocking to me, simply because they lost the last game at home during the regular season, and you think they could maybe come in and take a 1 seed somewhere, right? I mean, are they just think, okay, it's UConn, Purdue, I guess they thought North Carolina, because now North Carolina's pretty much got a 1 seed locked up. But why would Tennessee not want to be? You don't want a win, and you're coming in. So now you lost the last game to Kentucky at home. You totally no-showed a game. I don't think that's focused. I mean, and Tennessee's a team which a coach chokes anyway in the postseason. Who else we have? Who kind of? I mean, you can't really say Kansas. They were missing 2 guys and they were an underdog. Houston rolled. I mean, what else are we looking at here with the top team? I mean, covering or losing? What are we talking about here? Because you still have UConn's a 1 seed, Purdue's a 1 seed, North Carolina's a 1 seed. Tennessee went down, but all the other Arizona went down today. Again, they blew a 10-point lead at the half. And San Diego State was favored over the 1 seed. So that's not really an upset. I gotta disagree with that one there. Hey, King D, says Nick. UAB versus South Florida over to 145 tomorrow. I would think so, Ninja. Good to see you. Purdue overrated. Purdue didn't cover for you today. Interesting to see who gets these. Gets the what? What were we talking about? The 1 seeds? Head coach. Oh, vacant head coaching spots: Louisville and Vanderbilt and Michigan. Right? They don't have a Michigan spot. I mean, Vanderbilt. Who? Where would you want to go? Michigan, Louisville, or Vandy? You really want to go to Vandy? And that with those teams? I'm not looking to go to Vandy. Louisville, I mean, it's a nice name, but you still got Duke and Carolina every year. I'd rather go Michigan because Purdue, Michigan State. I mean, they're going to have a new coach there pretty soon in Michigan State. I think the Michigan job's the best job because you only got who you're really worried about once you start getting players in there. Lakers Warriors fit for the 9 seed. I found Gambling King. I was talking, about the Lakers here. First of all, where's Michael B been? Hope Michael B's all right. Gambling King, I finally hunted him down. His account was suspended on Twitter, so that's why I haven't seen him. KD says hello to Nick Nasty. VCU 6-0 over St. Joe's last 6. More leads than I like St. Joe's, I guess, today. I like VCU. I think they're team-wise a little more experienced, coaching-wise. I lean that kind of direction with them. Notre Dame, Dana with a Nebraska future, still alive. Got my butt kick tonight, says Nick to King D. I think 3 and 4. That's not a butt. Oh, 3. Oh, see, I'm thinking 3-4 like a butt kick, but you're talking about Nebraska. Florida is a 1.5-point fave tomorrow over Texas A&M. Yeah, how about A&M? A week ago, I'm like, this team is dead in the water. They're not playing well. They lost 4 in a row, and I said no, thank you to A&M. And I had they were a favorite over South Carolina. And at South Carolina game, I'm like, how the heck these guys lost 4 straight? What are they doing laying 6 points? And then they beat Georgia, Mississippi State, Mississippi again in the tournament. Because I thought, okay, I had A&M over Miss in game 1. Because these teams, Georgia, Mississippi, all kind of lower tier SECs. So I'm like, give me Kentucky today, -5.5. You won a couple games, but who'd you really beat? I thought Kentucky would come in here and take care of business. And now you got a big win over Kentucky. Here comes Florida off a monster win. And they beat Florida twice this year. One. They beat them 5 in a row, but only once this year, 67-66. I'm going to have to agree with Florida here. I'm going to have to agree with you on Florida, Peter. Nick Nasty, been there, definitely bounce back. Absolutely. That's what Houston all day tomorrow, says Dana over Iowa State. I mean, what's that? That's going to be like a 5 or 6 round. I'm guessing. Let me know if somebody sees something at DraftKings or something. No teams covered. So again, here I see. I disagree with that, Nick Nasty, because every dog I had didn't cover. Utah State, Wichita State, Indiana, Northwestern, Providence. All my dogs did not cover today. So there was definitely favorites that covered. I would just happen to not be on those favorites. I like Wisconsin tomorrow, Z. Purdue, that second half for Purdue, um, besides costing me a cover, didn't look good. And let's be honest. And as I said, by taking, and I had Purdue today, it's a team that I think has to win because I don't know why they think they don't have to win these tournaments. You haven't done anything in the NCAA, so I think the wins are important. But what a second half debacle here. And you got to think Whiskey's playing with house money, playing pretty well lately. Last couple 2 tournament games, shooting well, playing well. 78-70 Purdue on March the 10th, just last week. They wrapped it up. 10-point dog. They covered the number. And 75-69. Again, kind of close. Whiskey was a home favorite in that matchup. And 63-61 before that. 70-67 before that. 74-69 before that. 73-69 before that. 69-65. We got to go back to 2020 and get a 70-51 Purdue win. And then we see a 4-point win and another 4-point win. So I will take the 6 here and be happy with Wisconsin. Nick Nancy says, thank you, King D. Always got to bounce back. Positive thoughts. Carolina -9. NC State +9 might stay away. I mean, a championship game rivalry, you think, let's take NC State, but I'm not looking. I took some big dogs today. They didn't pay off. I take a big dog. It doesn't win. I take a big fave. It doesn't cover. Pass. Pittsburgh put up a fight 14-1. ACC almost got it done. They were right there. Jesse Schul's in the house, just waking up. Providence has no heart. No, they did not. Gabe's in the house. Fairfield's favored. I'm guessing it was probably going to be like a 2 or something, right? I mean, I like the Stags here. At least Whiskey and Orlando Magic took care of business. They did. Vinny Guacamole. Who do you like in a Vermont game at 1 a.m. tomorrow? I don't have anything in the chat for it, but I would lean towards UMass Lowell. I got Whiskey, Auburn, South Florida, and UTEP. My guy, Vinny Guacamole. Good to see you. Vinny Guacamole. Nick Nasty says, thank you for the NBA, Maurice. Yes, again, thank you, Maurice, because I'm not looking at NBA for tomorrow. That's why they call March Madness. Literally seeing guys quit betting altogether due to losing college basketball. But I mean, if the cat's pulling a stunt like that, King Day, one, they got no bankroll, and they're just degenerate bettors. So, I mean, you can't worry about losing and quit. Should have been betting to begin with. Mississippi State 8-0 last 8 on a neutral. I get it, but I look at the teams they've beat, and they had a big win today. But before that, they hadn't really beaten anybody. To me, again, give me some Auburn. Again, this is just in the video here. I haven't bet Auburn -7.5, but I might be on my way to betting them. I don't worry about the neutral court stuff like that. Because, neutral courts. Let's see. Auburn on neutrals. They just beat South Carolina. They beat NC Asheville. They beat Indiana by 30 on a neutral. St. Bonaventure's, Notre Dame, and they lost to Baylor on a neutral. And Mississippi State's neutrals. Big win over Tennessee. LSU, You beat Rutgers, North Texas on neutral, Tulane on a neutral, Arizona State, Washington State, Northwestern. I'll give you credit for the Washington State wins. Nice. Even Northwestern, Tulane, decent wins. But again, when When you're a favored, you were favored over 4 over Arizona State on neutral, you won. You were favored over 7.5 in Washington State, you won, and you covered. So you took care of business there as winning by 12. 3.5 over Northwestern, you covered. 6.5 over Tulane, you won by 30. 7 point fave over North Texas, you won. Rutgers favored by 3, you won by 10. So even LSU, and I had them in that spot, favored over 4.5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these wins, all favored, and you pulled out the giant upset. So off a giant upset, do I think you're going to come back and have another win? And 8-0, that's great. 7 of them versus teams that aren't all that impressive to me. Vinny guacamole, I think Ohio State beats Houston. I'm going to take it. If you're getting 5 or 6 with Iowa State, a team that plays a little defense, I'm going to take any points I could get. I totally understand it, Vinny. Totally get it. Hope the boys are good out there because I let the boys down today for you. I apologize. The Nets money line in the NBA. Really? We're going to NBA Nets? Ooh, I like this, though, because they're playing the Pacers getting 9. Mikey Likey. Houston looks amazing. Yeah, they're tough. They are tough. I mean, what's there to say? They're could be top 2. Again with Auburn. They look good. Mississippi State's off a huge upset. Who have they beaten? They beat the bottom part of the SEC. And the Tennessee, is that more because they got a crappy coach who can't win a March? Gabe says Auburn and Mississippi State are rolling. Again, let's slow down here on Mississippi State here, folks. I mean, uh, Auburn's a good team. Yes. Mississippi State, not a good team. You upset Tennessee, and you get a little asterisk next to that because it is a choking March coach. You beat LSU. You were favored over LSU. You were favored over South Carolina in the regular season. You lost to them. I know because I had South Carolina in that spot. You lost at A&M. You lost at Auburn by 15. You lost at Kentucky. 2 wins to me are not rolling, and one of them you were favored in, and the other game you beat a coach who's notorious for choking in tournaments. Fairfield I like a lot. I really want to look at Nebraska. If I get 4 to 5, 4.5, 5, I'm on them. The Fairfield I'll probably be on to tomorrow. Nebraska, I'm not sure what to do with that. It should be around 4. Yeah, Rick Barnes, man. Tennessee is terrible. He is. Vandy, an impossible job. Yeah, it is. You know, you hire a guy at Vandy, and to be listen, we're not going to fire you. Try to be competitive. See what you can do. You know, that to be a job somebody should say I have 15 years, even if they win 10 games a year. You know, I mean, like, how are you competing with Kentucky, Alabama, Tennessee? I mean, Auburn, even the Mississippi States, Arkansas of the world. When's the last time Vandy was good? Dana likes the Louisville job. It could be all right. It's Louisville, I guess, right? Oh, it's basketball, Louisville. When's the last time Louisville was good? 2010? I can't remember the last time Louisville was good. I'm going to Michigan. Because in Louisville, I have Duke and North Carolina every year. With 5 guys are going into the NBA any given time. I go to the Big Ten. I got Michigan State with Izzo on the way out. He's on his way out of there. Purdue can't win a championship. I got to worry about Illinois. Maybe Ohio State. It's like football. I get it. I think Michigan is the job. Colorado State down 11-0. Excellent, Rob. That's just the way my night's going. How about Colorado? Is Colorado doing anything? Colorado blowing a game? Rockets are 0-8 following a home win. Oh, well, they're just bad. Dana, my pick is Dane Fife. Dane Fife. It's a classic. It's an old school name, damn Fife. Sub just says, "You got it, brother." Well, no, you're too good not to get back strong. Listen, it's a bad one. Oh, Gio, you were there. I was talking to Dave about it. Picks for Dave. I it's just one of those spots where it gets you on all angles. You know, I got teams blowing leads at halftime. I got teams not covering at the end of the game. I got dogs getting crushed. I got favorites losing outright. I got every combination, every which way I could lose, I've lost. So it's just a frustrating Friday night. Joe's team of destiny. Oh, I'm your density. Anybody know what that line's from? I'm your density. They had a nice run. I was on Joe's early. They had a nice little run, and then they kind of fell off. Pete says St. Joe's looks good. Let's look at a little Joe's. How's their run been? I think it was mid-January they had a nice couple game winning streak. Was that for them? Had to be because February they looked too good. Here we go. The January. 3 straight wins. 5 and 6 games. They were taking care of business. Actually, not even taking care of business because they're only 3-3. But then they kind of went win, loss, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, 4-4. End the season with the Davidson 4-5, 2 in a row. I mean, it's definitely a little dangerous club here. And VCU, come on, they dropped 3 in a row coming into the tournament here. I guess you can make a case for either squad. A&M's talented as heck if they get their crowd together. Yeah, they are. But I mean, you saw them. But you see them actually look totally dead. I mean, didn't they lose by 30 one game in that losing streak? 25 at Alabama. I mean, you lost at Vanderbilt. I mean, that's a bad one. And I could chalk it up. I could even a close win because you beat Tennessee the game before that. All right. And here's a stretch: beat Florida, Missouri doesn't count, and Tennessee. That's a nice, good wins. You lost. How do you lose there? Can you win? Can you win that game 74-73? That's fine. You lose that game. You come back and lose by 25 at Alabama the next game. Then you lose to Arkansas. Lose by 35 at Tennessee. Granted, Tennessee's a revenge spot. 35. 6-point favor over South Carolina. Loser outright. But again, here's a spot. They come out against Kentucky. Again, Kentucky a little defensively challenged too. We saw them at home give up, 90 to Gonzaga, 89, whatever they gave up. I know you're due for a rebound. I may just cash out my Purdue minus 6 ticket while I still can. Don't do that, Gio. I mean, nobody's due. I say this all the time. You're not due. And that can be the game I lose. You cash out and I go 3-1 and Wisconsin doesn't cover. Dusty May to Michigan? Who's Dusty May at? Player Prop says I'm done with Purdue. As our guy Ninja likes to call him, Purdue. Nick Nasty agrees with Purdue. Purdue's on the no betting list. Stop Gio says Iowa State, Houston under. I think so. I think the under's worth a shot. Who doesn't love madness in March? Definitely madness. Yeah, listen, I love college more than NBA, that's for sure. Who thought 10 NC State would be in the finals? Don't get me wrong, I've bet in the last 2 games, just a shocker. Anything is possible here, though. Anything is possible. Nets 5-0 straight up as a dog versus the Pacers. See, I don't know if I could just do a straight money line on a 9-point underdog. I'd have to do both. Give UMass to cover tomorrow versus the cat. Not, Groovy's not a big fan of the Catamounts of Vermont. I do like Florida 2 on an opener. I don't know. I'm not sure about that game. Like I said, the A&M game. You're off a nice win, a big upset win, and before that, you beat the bottom tiers of the league: Mississippi State, and Georgia. Not top flight, not the top flight programs. Pirate side, Domingo Herman. That's what the Yanks need. Just lose another pitcher. I'm your density. Back to the Future. You like that, Pete? Florida Atlantic coach. Gotcha. Yeah, Kiggy, I said something with Picture 8 today. I was like, I can't name one. I know the one college kid on Purdue, because he's just a monster. And I know the guy who left Michigan to go to Kansas. And I'm not even sure if I know his name, but I know he was good. Um, Coaches. But you know what? I get. Oh, let's go to Michigan. You got a good thing going here in Florida Atlantic. Say, hey, man, can you pay me a little bit more? You want to go to Michigan and fail? You're winning here. See, I'm all for like building and being like my own dynasty guy. Final Four on last year. You're right here, possible to get back into the American Championship game, right? Set up a showdown with South Florida. You got a good little thing here. You want to go rebuild Michigan? You want to rebuild Michigan? I hope you could recruit. Because Florida Atlantic and the teams they play are a lot different than the Big Ten. Michael says, I was all over Colorado tonight, making me sweat here at the end. Well, yeah, let me know if that one wins. Colorado up 3, 10 seconds left. Please win. I need a win. Can I get a win? Stop Geo may just go back. What's catch for me? Square as heck, but $1 on ESPN bet. Purdue money line, Houston money line. Hey, listen. No shame in taking 2 number 1 seeds in a parlay at even money. I'm not going to say no. Colorado wins by 6. All right. So Colorado is a winner. We move to 3-3 in the chat. So 3-3 now. 58-27. 58-27 since February 25th. Colorado Live is going to hit. Excellent. I mean, that had to be minus money. Colorado was up the whole game, weren't they? Nick Nasty says yes. 58-52 final. There we go. We'll take it. 58-27 here in the video since February 25th. Not a bad little run. Everybody's watching likes that run. That's a nice run. All tied up at Colorado State. Colorado State was down 11-0 and has rallied, apparently. Someone said they were down 11-0. Justin, my guy. Stacks POD. How are you, fella? Good to see you. He's a pubber, this guy. He knows me from the pub when I hit the pub channel. Number 2 pub NFL capper. I know my NFL. For those not knowing who I am. Sweated on New Mexico. 127. Not bad there. Not bad. It's a win, though. Doesn't make a difference. No juice on a winner, as they say. All right. I'm going to go to bed because I'm just going to be crying all night. This has changed. But what hasn't changed is Wisconsin +6, Auburn -7.5, South Florida -3, and Utah +3.5. I'll be back for midday May tomorrow. What times we got games tomorrow? They're nooners. We got nooners tomorrow. 11 a.m. Ivy League. Oh, yeah. I'll see you at noon because the games don't go till 1 o'clock. Nothing for me in the early action. Have a good night. It's still early, I guess. You can still party. But remember, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. At least that's what they tell me. Good luck. Thank you for watching.